Alright, this video is on how to fix a jammed Flexi Explorer retractable dog leash. First thing, you got to get these two screws out, pop those babies out. Then you're going to get a flathead screwdriver and you got to jam it in between there. I've already started, as you can see. You just got to pop it. It's kind of like, it's got little attachments that kind of click into each other. So you got to go all the way around on the edges of it and just pop out this use your flathead to pop out those little connectors, and it takes a little bit. You got to work it. And success. We got the top cover off. As you can see, there's a couple more pieces to it. There's this spooling coil that the actual leash feeds into, and as you can see, it's all twisted and tangled. I tried to pull it in, but that's not going to work. So it looks like I'm going to have to pop the whole thing out of there. But you can see it's all twisted inside. So this happens when the thing folds over on itself, and you'll see what I mean in a second when I pull this out. So we're going to go ahead and detach this part here off the spring, and there it is. You can see it's all folded over, and this is what happens to these things: is if they get sucked in there and they fold instead of staying in a nice wide piece. That's what happens to your leash. It gets all tangled. So what I have to do first is I've got to pull all of the leash off of this spool, and then I got to make sure that I've got it nice and flat and that it's not folded over on itself. And the one little piece that sets inside of it, I got to detach that too. And so I'm going to roll it all out until I get to the point where it's completely off of the spool. Then I'm going to roll the leash back onto the spool, making sure that it's nice and flat and it fits in that little groove space and it's not folded over on itself. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the spool back inside of the casing, and I'm going to load the spring on its center attachment. Okay, now we've got it attached. The spring is hooked. We've wound all the leash back onto the spool. So the next thing that we have to do is we have to unwind all the leash outside of the spool. And what this is going to do, it's going to load the spring. Then we push this little clip down and it holds it from popping back. And then we've got to put our little clip here. It's got two little spots where it just kind of slides into. Let me go ahead and grab that. So you kind of slide it in there, nice and easy. It just pops right in. And make sure that your leash is nice and flat and it's not all germunched or folded in on itself. And now we're ready to go ahead and put our other side of the casing back on. And it just kind of snaps in. And then we have to screw in our little screws. And bam, Bob's your uncle. Okay, it looks like we did a pretty good job. Let's pull on the leash and see how she works. Got to make sure that it's nice and flat. And we're going to slide it right back in there now because it's completely out. So I'm going to push on this little thing, which releases that coil on the inside. And there she goes. She's sliding right in there. Make sure it goes in nice and flat. You can see it's got a crease from where it was all folded over before. So we want to make sure that we feed that in there, and it looks like it's going in pretty good. And I think that we've done a pretty good job here and fixed this leash. Saved ourselves about $25 if you try to go to PetSmart and buy one of these things, or on Amazon, maybe about $20. And that's a lot cheaper. Took about 8 minutes, not that long. All right, congratulations, you just fixed your leash. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot of other how-to videos. If I don't know how to do something, I'll try to figure it out and let you know how I did on it. And this is just one of them, so I've got probably a couple hundred on there. And you can also check out some of my surf and kiteboarding videos. Oh, also I have karate too. Thanks.